Let's make some more Halloween crafts. For this one, you'll need 2 small pumpkins. Both of these I got from Dollar Tree, I believe. But there is a possibility that I bought the foam one, the larger one, from Walmart. They have them about that size for $1. I did take my little hammer and I knocked off the stem off of the little concrete pumpkin from Dollar Tree. I painted the short one with pumpkin Waverly chalk paint and the top one with cashew, but it doesn't really matter what color. I ended up covering it so much that it really ended up not mattering which color I painted them. You could see the color coming through a little bit, but I took some Mod Podge and just went over each pumpkin and sprinkled on some cinnamon, and then I'm going to let that dry. Once that Mod Podge dried, I did go over it with a clear coat, and that's going to seal everything in and make it darker and look better as well. I got this little crow tree topper from the Dollar Tree, and it had a little too much of a shine to it, so I gave it a couple of coats of black chalk paint. These black florals came from Dollar Tree, and all I'm using are these little stems off of it. They look a little bit creepy, and I thought they would work well for this. If you wanted this craft to be even more dark and moody, you could, of course, paint these pumpkins black instead of the paint job that I gave them. I glued them both together, and then I took some Spanish moss and put that in between the pumpkins. I ran out of those black sticks from the Dollar Tree floral picks, and so I went ahead and just painted some that I had. I removed the spiral part, the tree topper part, from this little crow, and really just twisting it back and forth, bending it back and forth, made it super easy to remove that. Took some E6000, I'm just gluing the bird to the top of the pumpkin stack. And I'll finish that off with some more Spanish moss. My crow here was looking a little more fall decor than Halloween decor, and so I wanted to give him a little witch's hat, and so I took some black t-shirt material and not even using a template or anything, just eyeballing it, cutting out 2 triangles the same size and a circle, and then going to glue together a little hat here. This video will probably be the last Halloween video of this year. I think I'll do one more fall video and then go right into Christmas videos, which is very exciting. But if you need more Halloween ideas, I do have a Halloween playlist on my channel that you could check out for more Halloween ideas. I put some Mod Podge on the brim of the crow's hat to stiffen it up a little bit, and then just grabbing some different items on my desk, I used a ruler to prop up the brim a little bit so that it wasn't flopping down so much, and then let that dry. I also thought it would be very cute to put some more of the Spanish moss on the hat to sort of mimic the Spanish moss under his feet. You could stop right there, but to add one more little Halloween element, I took one of these plastic black plastic Halloween necklaces from the Dollar Tree and cut off a piece of it. It's 2 bones with a skull, and I just glued that underneath his beak. And I love this piece so much that I think I will, after Halloween's over, just take the bones hanging from his mouth. Since I just glued it with hot glue, it'll pop off really easily. And so I'll just take that off and then keep him out for the whole fall season. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, share, and subscribe if you haven't already so you don't miss any future videos. For this one, I have this arched mirror from the Dollar Tree. I'm going to take off the backing. And I watched a couple of tutorials on how to age a mirror. I just wanted to make sure that this was in fact paint on the back, and it seemed to be paint, and it was. So I'm just going to take some of this citrus strip here and take off this white paint on the back of the mirror. I was not very impressed the first time I used citrus strip, but for this craft, it actually worked very well and took that thin coat of paint right off of there. Now in the tutorial, I was supposed to be able to use bleach water and it would react with the back of this mirror and give it an aging effect. And I'm sure it's probably because this mirror is from Dollar Tree that this technique did not work. You're supposed to be able to see the effect immediately as soon as you spray the bleach water onto the mirror. And then after this, I didn't show it, but I used straight bleach on it just to see if that would do anything. But I ended up using a wire brush from the Dollar Tree and just removing some of the finish on the back of that mirror. And that did pretty good. I think I should have went further with scratching that finish off. It would have made for a better look if I would have went further with it. But you have to spray paint the side that you're scratching off once you're done with the amount of removal of that finish as you want. And so I did coat it in a coat of gold spray paint. Now to start working on the frame, I have a few different size skulls and bones. I got them all from the Dollar Tree. If you ever get any plastic pieces that were molded poorly and they have excess plastic on them, you can take that off with some sandpaper. Once I got all the bones glued down how I liked it, I went over them all with Cashew Chalk Paint by Waverly so that they all match. I took a few different colors of moss, some Spanish moss, some brown moss, and some green moss, and I just mixed it up together and chopped it up a little bit. I used hot glue to glue the moss down and just made sure to cover up all of the frame that was showing and trimmed away all the excess and made it look a little bit neater. I did age up the bones just a little bit with some antique wax. The aging on this mirror just wasn't extreme enough. If I would have kept going and gave it more scratches, it would have looked more aged, but I really wanted it to be pretty rough looking. I really didn't want this to function as a mirror anymore and just to be a Halloween art piece. And so I took some dishwasher Mod Podge and mixed that with some brown food coloring and pounced that onto the glass. This turned out just like I was hoping it would, and I really, really like this piece. Let me know what you think down in the comments. This one, I took one of the candle holders from the Dollar Tree, and it was easier than it should have been to take off the top of that. I also took one of these little favor buckets that look like a skull. I got that from the Dollar Tree as well, and I just clipped off the handle. I made a hole in the bottom of the skull with my hot glue gun. It just took a while, took a little patience, and worked it until the hole was big enough to go down onto the base. I put a lot of hot glue down on the bottom to hold the skull onto the base. I took some of these little half bead stickers and put that right underneath the skull. And then I took some of the skulls off of these plastic Halloween necklaces, and I'm going to just go around the bottom on the base here. And this will be a good decorative Halloween element to this candle holder. At first, I thought I wanted to use cashew chalk paint because it's a good color for bones for Halloween crafts. A nice aged off-white look, but I just did not like how, where it was going. I wanted it to be a little more dark and moody. And so I first gave it a coat of truffle chalk paint, and then I went over that with European Gold Rub and Buff, not doing a complete coverage, but just highlighting all the details. I lost the footage of me doing this, but I did put some of that cashew chalk paint on top of that hot glue after I made the candle wax drippings on the tea light candle. This last one is a free printable that'll be down in the description box. This witch's painting is by the 19th century artist William Holbrook. And so I just took that and created a little tavern sign here with some wording. I printed the printable on an 11 by 14, and I'm going to attach it to the back of this sign here from the Dollar Tree. I did not show the footage of me putting brown paper on the front of that sign so that if someone flipped it over, you wouldn't see that old Dollar Tree sign. I just used a generous amount of Mod Podge to attach the print to this sign. Once that's set up, I cut away the excess, and then to finish off the edges, going in a downward motion, I sanded off the excess paper. I took some black chalk paint and went all around the edges of the sign. And then I finished off the sign by putting a generous amount of Mod Podge over the top. I'm using an X pattern to make it mimic brush strokes. I hope you like these crafts. I had a lot of fun making them. Next week I'm hoping to put out one more fall video and then jump into Christmas crafting. I know it seems too early to think about Christmas, but YouTube crafters like to be well ahead of the season because, for example, right now people are probably decorating for Halloween and not so much making crafts to decorate for Halloween, if that makes sense. And then during the month of October, they're just enjoying their houses being decorated. So although people definitely aren't decorating for Christmas yet, they might be planning in their minds what they want to make and do for the Christmas season. But I appreciate you watching today. I hope you have a wonderful day. See you in the next one.